Hey guys, it's Bro WACK, and here we are on the snowy wonderland we call Downhill, and we're going to be using the XPR, something different. I've not shown the XPR on my channel before, but today we're going to be talking about sniping in Call of Duty, and just the ways that I've heard or learned to snipe in Call of Duty, because there are just... well, there's not a lot of ways to snipe in Call of Duty, but there are a lot of methods. But there seem to be like about 3 ways to snipe in Call of Duty that I've seen throughout the history, since Call of Duty 4, which is where Call of Duty really took off, to Black Ops 2 right now. And the gameplay, you're gonna see a lot of missed shots, just a lot of embarrassing moments for me while sniping, because if you guys don't know something about me, I don't snipe really a lot in Call of Duty, especially not in Black Ops 2. The only time I really try to snipe is if I'm really trying to go for clips, or if I'm just really trying to go for, if I'm just really trying to have fun in Black Ops 2. That's really the only time I snipe. I rarely snipe. In my created class is out of all 10 classes, I have 1 class meant for a sniper. I don't have 3 or 4 snipers of the DSR and Ballista. I mean, right here I'm using the XPR, which the XPR is not really a quick scoping weapon. And what I call the XPR, what I really nickname it, is the Barrett 50 cal of Black Ops 2, because the SVU is pretty much the Dragunov of Black Ops 2. If you've seen from, I think it was Modern Warfare 3 and Black Ops 1, and maybe even Modern Warfare 2, I could be wrong. I don't think there was a Dragunov in Modern Warfare 2, but I haven't played that game in a while. But that was pretty much the SVU, was the Dragunov, and the XPR is kind of like the Barrett 50 cal in some sort of way. But in Black Ops 2 and Campaign and Zombies, there is a Barrett, but it's like the Barrett's 28A17669, so many numbers and letters that I don't even know. But there is a Barrett in Black Ops 2, but it's not multiplayer. I don't know why. I guess it has something to do with balance issues, but this is the semi-automatic that is kind of like a one-hit kill from the torso up. But the way that I use the XPR, since it is a one-hit kill, I like to stay in one spot and just scout snipe. What scout sniping is you pretty much pick one spot. Either you lay down or you just sit back, relax, and wait to pick people off one by one, and you just shoot them from a far distance. You don't go up in their faces. You don't get an arm's distance away and try to quick scope them. You like sit back and just relax and just wait for them. Like, you see me stay in this one spot and look at that spot all the way over there, and I'm just trying to pick people off one by one with using the XPR. The reason why the XPR is a great scout sniper weapon is because if you miss one shot, you can quickly go and rearrange your shot and get people off again if you did miss that one shot, so you don't have to wait for the cocking animation. And that's what I love in sniping in Call of Duty. In Black Ops 1, I did the same tactic, even though sniping, quick scoping, it was so irrelevant in Black Ops 1 because it was just really hard. You had to be really good to quick scope with the L198. Again, I don't even know the name, but you know what gun I'm talking about in Black Ops 1. But I used that same gun, the same bolt action gun, I used that same gun and scout sniped. So what I would do if Berlin Wall was chosen in Black Ops 1, I would take that sniper and camp out in either one building or the other building, which was on the US side or the Soviet Union side, and I would just scout snipe everybody. I loved it. It was just a fun time. I just loved scout sniping in Black Ops 1. And in Modern Warfare 3, you couldn't really scout snipe because the maps were just so much smaller and you couldn't really stay out in one spot and just wait for people to pick off one by one. Black Ops 1, it was a bigger map with Berlin Wall. Even like maps like God, what, Array is another good map that you can use scout sniping with. You camped out on that electricity pole, whatever it's called, and just pick people off one by one. Black Ops 2, you can't really do that except on Downhill or maybe even Aftermath. But even Aftermath, it has tons of tight corners and you can't really scout snipe, and I just really like that about a sniper. I'm not really one to go around quick scoping, go around no scoping people. And the 3 ways that I see sniping is that either one, you can scout snipe, which I'm trying to do right here, but I am kind of close up in their face. Or the second option is that you can quick scope, you know, your average going around quick scoping, trying to go for feeds. The third way you can kind of do it is no scoping a little bit, but that's not a very effective way. And those are pretty much the ways that I see sniping. And here in Black Ops 2, since the maps are smaller, like Grind or Nuketown or, I don't know, even Cove or the new maps or Rush, you can't really scout snipe, so you have to quick scope, and that's not something I really like to do. And now with this new patch, and this was an older gameplay, but it doesn't really matter because I'm using the XBR, but this was before the patch, and we're going to transition to the next round. But since this was after the patch, the XBR wasn't really affected that much from the patch. It was just the DSR and Ballista. And if you guys missed that video, I'll put a link annotation on the screen and in the description below. You know where to find it. You know where to find that video. It's on my channel. It was DSR and Ballista patch. And I even talked about the NN94, but we're just talking about sniping today. We're not talking about the NN94. But since the DSR and Ballista did get patched, and since the maps are smaller and really worked around quickscoping, a lot of people were mad because of the 0.2 seconds added to the DSR, and now you can't really quickscope that fast, and people are up in arms and people are still getting mad about it. I even saw this article on Tumblr. My friend showed me this. I saw an article on Tumblr of all the tweets, and I didn't even get through it, but all the tweets that were sent to David Vonderhaar that were relating to the snipers, and most of them, all of them were either death threats or calling him bad inappropriate names. I don't want to go into full details of what he was called. I'll actually link the Tumblr article in the description below too, so you can see what kind of tweets were sent to David Vonderhaar after the patch for the DSR and Ballista of the 0.2 seconds. But some of them were death threats, some of them were wanting to kill their family, some of them were making fun of him because he was being bald. Like, what the, why would you want to, I don't know, I don't get that. Why would you want to make fun of someone for being bald? I mean, I don't know if he can help it or if he chooses to be bald. Personally, I don't care about his looks, but I don't think you should send death threats or be making fun of David Vonderhaar for making the 0.2 seconds added to the DSR. I don't think he has full 100% control of the patches. Sure, he's kind of the head leader at Treyarch, but I'm sure there are other people that can also flip the switch on the patches for the snipers. It just, I don't know. I wanted to make this video to talk about sniping and talk about the way that I snipe, and also address the David Vonderhaar situation and the death threats and the tweeting. I mean, David Vonderhaar, out of all the community managers, I'll make this a second commentary about community managers, but just to quickly touch on it, out of all the community managers we have seen throughout Call of Duty history, I gotta say, David Vonderhaar is doing a pretty good job at it. I gotta say, he did not want the job. Well, I don't know. He was not really appointed the job at community manager. He was kind of just given the role. He wasn't given the specific role as community manager, but since he was the lead creator of multiplayer, he was kind of appointed that job. So he's taking all these threats and he didn't even apply for the job. So just, if you send David Vonderhaar a tweet complaining about the DSR, that's fine. If you sent him a death threat tweet, or if you threaten to kill his family, that is not okay. That is not alright. That's not something you should do with anybody. Sure, you may not have consequences if you do send it to David Vonderhaar, but it's just not something you do, alright? It's not something you do, and it's just unbelievable that he got sent death threats and death tweets over 0.2 seconds on the DSR. Sure, I understand if you're mad, but if you're mad and you're mad at the DSR and you're mad at David Vonderhaar, no one's making you play. No one's making you go out and use the sniper. Heck, if you only snipe, I feel sorry for you, because you should use other sorts of weapons. You should, even if you use the DSR and Ballista strictly, use the XPR once in a while. It's a fun gun to use. Try scout sniping. It's a fun tactic to use. If you don't want to snipe, or if you're only strictly a sniper and you use all sorts of snipers, use like the MTAR, use the NN94, use the MP7, use different guns. Why are you strictly only limiting yourself to sniping? I just don't get that. I never got how someone can use one set of class and use that throughout the Call of Duty lifespan. I never got that. It just seems so impossible and boring for me. I use all sorts of guns. I even use the sniper here and there, and I never snipe. But I'm about to wrap up this gameplay. I don't know. I'll talk about David Vonderhaar and community managers in another commentary. This commentary, I just really wanted to talk about sniping and the way that I snipe. I just really like the scout sniping tactic, and I really like to see bigger maps like downhill in Call of Duty Ghosts, because I really like scout sniping. Quick scoping, it's give or take. I kind of like it, but I kind of don't. It's kind of like and like I don't even know what to call it, but I don't like getting killed by quick scoping, but I kind of do like quick scoping at the same time. Me personally, I like scout sniping more, but let me know what you like better: quick scoping, scout sniping, no scoping, even maybe even going with the ballista without the iron sights. And I know that screen went gray, but yeah, just to end it out, if you send David Vonderhaar a death tweet or something like that, that is not okay. That's not something what you do. And yeah, I'm gonna sign off. I'll see you guys later, and bye.